Whether you've seen the show Love is Blind or not is irrelevant. Ashley and Tyler have shown us what not to do and how to screw a relationship up. If you want to know what those things are so that you can avoid them, stick around. And welcome to my channel. I am Portia the Communicator, your certified mental health life coach for all things love and life. In this video, we are going to discuss how to screw a relationship up and, more importantly, what not to do so that you don't screw your relationship up. I want to give a special shout out to all of the new subscribers that are joining the tribe over here, and I appreciate you for watching. I also have a special announcement for those who stay to the very end of the video. I have something that I want to share with you. So to begin quickly, I want to start with thing number one, not to do that both Ashley and Tyler did. Publicizing your relationship too soon or at all. Now, the premise of this show is obviously rushing to the altar within 4 weeks, I believe. And admittedly, I have not watched the show to know the ins and outs, but I believe that's the concept of it. However, when you publicize your relationship incredibly too fast, you put yourself at risk for unnecessary commentary. When you are newly forming and developing something and really getting to know somebody else, I like to think of it as a sacred time. It's almost like a baby forming in the womb. And you don't see that baby while it's growing and while it's developing and while it's maturing. There's a gestation period, and it's behind the scenes. It's behind closed doors. And I think any relationship that's going to be healthy is going to have a gestation period that does not include the world being involved in it. The reason why you don't want to publicize your relationship too soon or at all is because when you do, you create unnecessary amounts of pressure to stay in something because you don't want to disappoint other people because now other people know. Or you also don't want to make yourself look and feel stupid because now you're going back or having to explain everything that you've come out and publicize. When you're not publicizing anything, you don't have anything to explain. You don't have anyone to answer to. You also don't set yourself up for all of the negativity that comes with the outside chatter about people picking you apart, picking your potential partner apart, picking your relationship apart. It's too new and fragile to be exposed to the outside elements of the world. So take it from Ashley and Tyler, and also from me, don't publicize your relationship too quickly or at all. The second thing you don't want to do is rush to the altar or into any commitment within a matter of weeks. You don't know really anything about this individual, and people will do or say whatever to get you right where they want you to be, stuck with them, emotionally reeled in, so that it's too hard to say no when you might need to. While there may be exceptions where this has worked for some people, those exceptions are not the rule. You don't know how someone will operate in a certain season of life. And I like to recommend getting to know someone in all 4 seasons. In the spring, the winter, the summer, the fall. Get to see all facets of them, not just the good, but the not so great. Get to see them when they're happy. Get to know them when they're upset. And how do you manage conflict? You don't typically know how to deal with everything that life in a relationship can bring within only a matter of weeks. So my recommendation in order not to screw a relationship up is slow down, take your time, and allow yourself to get to know someone over the course of 4 seasons so that you are fully in the know about what you are signing up for when you do go to the altar or when you do make that commitment. Now, this third thing goes without saying, but I'm just going to say it because sometimes people need to hear it, and that is lying to your partner for whatever reason. Most people end up lying out of embarrassment or lying out of fear. But if you cannot be honest about who you are, what you're going through, where you feel you are headed, you are setting yourself up for a recipe of disaster. You are setting yourself up to have to do more to keep up the lie. And ultimately, you are setting yourself up to lose all the way around, to lose the relationship, to lose that person in your life, because the foundation of any healthy relationship, long-standing relationship, is trust. And if someone realizes that they cannot trust you, they cannot hold you to your word, that shatters everything really from the bottom up. The betrayal is already there because you weren't real from the jump. And so being real with someone else first starts with being real and honest with yourself and owning whatever your truth is. The other thing with that too, though, is defending a lying partner. And we do that for many reasons as well. Defending someone out of desperation to save face and not be alone and have someone, or to look like what we said was right and good and true from the beginning. It's ego-based. We don't want to look crazy. We want to act like we knew. I believe that's what Ashley's whole narrative in the beginning was. She knew that Tyler had these children and they weren't some castaways or, products of a sperm donor situation. She allegedly knew, and everybody was like, it looked like you found out when the rest of us did on national television. And anyway, so what I'm saying is defending a lying partner. That is a recipe for disaster, because how you do one thing is how you do everything, and how you start a thing is how you finish it. If you end up having to defend someone in the beginning, it sets a precedent that you will be okay when they lie again. You will come to their back and defend them again, because it's not going to just be once. People usually show up in patterns because it's their character, it's who they are, it's how they operate. So just be careful that you don't screw yourself over trying to defend and go to bat for someone who hasn't even been honest with you. This next thing is kind of a follow-up to the last thing that I said, and that is ignoring red flags. Sometimes we don't know when a red flag is a red flag, but I'm going to make it as clear as possible. It's the conflict. It's the contrasting feelings. It's the churning in your stomach that says, I don't really like the way that this feels. And so when you ignore those red flags, it's almost like ignoring a red light and continuing to drive and speed on through the intersection and then being upset or surprised when you crash into somebody else. It's absolutely asinine when you are not paying attention to those situations, those things that you hear, those things that you see the other person doing. When you don't pay attention to the things that should give you pause, you are guaranteeing that you are going to crash and burn at some point in that relationship, and that is going to screw you over and that whole relationship dynamic, because you're not calling things out as they're happening, addressing things. You're just allowing things to kind of build up until there's this huge volcanic explosion, and then it's a complete irreconcilable mess. Ignoring red flags can also show up as blocking or silencing people who you know are bringing accountability. They can see the red flags that you've been unwilling to address and admit. And so when you completely cancel other people out, this is not publicizing your relationship. I'm talking about the people who are your tried and true in life. When you push them away, that is usually an indication that you are in a situation that is not good for you. And you are screwing yourself and that relationship dynamic up from proper safety protocols by way of the people who should be around to vet both you and that other person. The last thing is accepting the drip. What do I mean by that? I mean normalizing being okay with someone who slowly divulges secrets and information. It's a tactic. It's like one shoe drops and then the other drops, and then the other drops. So you find out this person has a record. You find out this person is still married. You find out this person has a secret baby somewhere. You find out this person got fired from their job 3 months ago and never said anything. But it's not a one, big revelation all at once. It's one thing slowly after the other. When you become okay with that, that is literally them reeling you in and hooking you emotionally and then letting you know stuff at the last minute, like in the instance with Ashley and Tyler. It's too hard and too fast to say no because the wedding is 3 days away. Pay attention to stuff like that. This is a recipe, again, for screwing a relationship up and what not to do. When you find out something that is conflicting within your internal sensibilities, stop. Don't even continue past go to collect $200. Just don't do it because you're going to end up screwing up yourself in some kind of way, your financial situation, your emotional stability. You'll make it worse by continuing moving forward and allowing this other person to think it's okay because they got you where they want you emotionally invested by accepting their drip drop pieces of information. How that also shows up is not asking questions. Sometimes there's a part of us that really doesn't want to know, because we feel ignorance is bliss. It's better if I don't know, don't ask, don't tell. And some people who really have secrets like that, they operate from the mentality, well, you didn't ask, so I didn't tell. I mean, if you just would have asked me, I would have told you. How do you know what you don't know to ask? Do you see how completely crazy that is? When you're dealing with that type of charlatan mindset, those are often the type of conversations you will find yourself in the aftermath of the drip. So be careful about accepting people who are constantly but slowly divulging information and secrets. Do not go along with that because that is one sure guarantee way to screw yourself up, screw a relationship up. This is something you definitely don't want to do. And those are the things that I have for this video. Do you know any other things? I'm sure you do that would screw a relationship up that you should not do. If so, list them in the comments. I appreciate you for watching. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it, share the content, the video with someone who you know could benefit from it. And as I said earlier, at the beginning of the video, if you stick around, I want to let you know that I am hosting an online day party, Valentine's edition, on Saturday, February 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be playing tonight's conversation cards, the date night edition. This is for both men and women, singles and couples. If you would love to be there for that, it's going to be approximately 1 hour. It's going to be music, mixing and mingling, lots of fun. Bring your own beverage, obviously, because we're going to be on the internet. But if you would like to join that, please click the link in my description box. It's absolutely free to attend. Click on the Zoom link to register. Hope to see you there. And also, if you have found yourself struggling with any of the things that I have mentioned in this video about what not to do in a relationship and you're not exactly sure how to stop attracting people or situations like that, I have a free guide on my website to help you address why you may have been stuck in situations like that. If you want to take it a step further, book a consultation call with me on my website. That's also in my description box as well. And we can discuss my program, Rewire for Love, that is specifically designed to take you out of dissatisfying or dysfunctional relationship situations and into the partnerships of love and life that you deserve. All right, that's all I have for you in this video. Again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and peace and blessings. Bye for now.